Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast Battle Report. Today, the forces of Chaos are going to face the forces of the dying Imperial army. This is a war-torn battlefield, and we have a traitor amongst our midst. So, stay tuned, and let's begin. And the mission we are going to play today is an old rogue trader mission called Traitor. So essentially it's victory points. We've modified it to suit 7th edition. We're going to be using kill points. Now, the special rule for this mission is each army has a traitor in their midst that has betrayed your army. So we each have to pick an elite model. So I'm going to have to pick one of my assault terminators, and he's going to have to pick one of his terminators, and I get to use one of his terminators with the same gear and stats that he has for the game, and he gets to use one of my terminators, and the whole point here is that there is a traitor. So it is kill points, and there's some modifiers, so +1 if you have more table quarters, +1 for Warlord, +1 if you keep your troops alive, -1 if you didn't kill, if you didn't damage any of the enemy units, and -1 if it's line breaker, but essentially only achievable by the traitor, which is pretty cool. So we're playing Vanguard Strike Deployment, and we will be back after we take a look at these two armies. Okay, so let's go on to the Imperial force. It is a 1850 point army. I'm running a Tallarn Combined Arms Detachment. That is correct. Tallarn Desert Raiders. We have these guys. I've paid the points to make them Tallarn, which is an upgrade from Forge World that allows them to move through cover and reroll ones when shooting, which is pretty cool, but it's very expensive at 20 points a squad. But we have a company command squad right here, the old Al-Rahim model. I did pay for a company standard to be very fluffy, and 2 melter guns in the unit. And then we have a veteran squad with camo cloaks as well, which they're forward sentries and defensive grenades. I have 1 flamer and 2 melter guns. They're in a Chimera, of course. Then we have 1 platoon, because I don't have my heavy weapons painted yet. They're just a mobile platoon. We've got a platoon commander with a plasma gun in the unit. And then we have 10 guardsmen with a grenade launcher, and 10 more Desert Raiders with another grenade launcher. And then in fast attack, I have a squadron of scout sentinels with multi-lasers. And in heavy support, we have a Vanquisher Leman Russ with a las cannon, and we've got an Exterminator Leman Russ with heavy bolter sponsons and the auto cannon. So that's about it's about 800 points of Tallarn. And now we're moving on to my Inquisitorial Assassinorum detachment. I'm taking a Calidus Assassin. That's right, she's going to be coming in, causing some havoc to the Chaos Space Marines, or at least I hope. And last but not least, my trusty Black Templars, a combined arms detachment as well with the Warlord, which will be my Emperor's Champion. He is running with 5 Assault Terminators with 3 Storm Shields. These guys I converted quite a long time ago with a variety of different bits as well. And then we have a Crusader squad with a heavy bolter and a plasma gun in a objective secured Land Raider Crusader with a multi-meltar, and 5 more Space Marines, a tactical squad with a multi-meltar in a dedicated Rhino. So this, ladies and gents, is 1850 points of Imperial Crusaders. I'm not using the Fall of Cadia detachment because I still need to paint a few more things, but for this game, I was hoping to just bring something entertaining and different. Okay, on to the Chaos Forces. So this is mainly Nurgle force. There's 3 detachments in 1850 points. And we're looking at a Nurgle Victorum, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, and that's the anchor of the entire army, so take it away.
Okay, so starting off, we have our Warlord here. He's a Mark and Nurgle Lord with a bike. And then we're going over to the elites over here. There's 3 Terminators. They're going to be deep striking in, hopefully blowing up some armor. And then right behind them, we got 3 Nurgle Bikers. They got 2 Melta-Guns on the back there as well, just kind of zooming up the board, causing havoc. And then moving on to our troops, right here we got 2 Plain Jane Chaos Space Marine squads and Rhinos, just to do what they do and hold objectives. Right beside them we got our Havocs, 4 autocannons and a Rhino, causing havoc.
That's right, no pun intended, or totally pun intended.
And then I'm taking my auxiliary, so I got 5 Mark and Nurgle Spawn, nice and bright and beautiful.
That's right, like Spawn should be.
Yep. I have an allied Alpha Legion attachment, so I'm taking 10 Cultists just as my meat shields. I'm taking a Sorcerer on bike with the Mind Veil, gives me a crazy move in my movement phase, and also the dreaded Helldrake.
With a Bale Flamer.
Bale Flamer as always.
And to round this all off,
supporting them is the Cyclopia Cabal. What you see is what you get, hopefully causing some much needed damage.
And you got some cool powers in there, endurance,
shrouding,
psychic shriek. So essentially the idea here is to put all these characters in with the spawn and create a nasty Cabal star spawn. And with the entire warband being objective secured, that means that the Lord gives them objectives secured, and then it's crazy. It's good at taking objectives, it's good killing power, and because it is Nurgle, there's a lot of very tough, resilient models and units in this army. Okay, so we've seen both armies. Let us know down below, which army do you think will prevail? Will it be the faithful Imperials, or will it be the dirty Nurgle and Alpha Legion, because they're insidious?
Yeah, infiltrating for their own deeds.
There you go, that's right. Okay, on to deployment. Okay, so on to deployment. It is Vanguard Strike deployment, and we have a Chimera with some veterans on the flank. We've got the Vanquisher gun with a good commanding view of the battlefield. We have the Exterminator, Tactical Squad in a Rhino, the Crusader Squad in the power generating station. We've got 1 unit of Tallarn Desert Raiders in the backfield, 1 unit of Tallarn Desert Raiders in the front of the army. The Command Squad with the Traitor has joined them. I have no clue how to justify that in the fluff, but that is as per the mission. We also have the Assault Terminators in the Land Raider Crusader with the Empress Champion, and we have a small platoon command squad. Now my Sentinels are outflanking to try and get into the backfield, and my Calidus Assassin will be infiltrating. She's going to get up close and personal. The Chaos Space Marines have deployed. The big Spawn Star. We've got Havocs, 2 units of Nurgle Space Marines, the Bikers, and that is about it. In reserve, the Cultists, the Helldrake, and the deep striking Terminators, where the Traitor is in the deep striking unit. He's keeping the Cultists off to roll for them first and negate the -3 to the first reserve roll from the Calidus Assassin as well. So let's infiltrate the Calidus Assassin, and I think Shane wants to try and seize. He's got a relic of the old war on this Rhino, which allows him to reroll a failed seize, or force me to reroll a successful seize, which is a pretty cool piece of gear. I like it. It's from one of the Imperial Armor books.
Legacies of Ruin.
It's the Legacies of Ruin. From Badabor?
Yeah.
Or okay, cool. Legacies of Ruin. Pretty awesome. Okay, on to infiltration. Okay, infiltration. We had the Calidus Assassin infiltrate back here, ready to try and flame some of these bikers.
Yeah.
Okay, Shane, have a great game, and let's see if the Chaos Space Marine successfully seize the initiative.
All right. No.
That is a 1. And a reroll, it's a 5. So close. If I had a Lord of War, that would have been a seized initiative roll. Okay, Imperial Guard, Space Marines, and a Traitor. Turn 1. Okay, turn 1 for the Imperials. We had moving and shooting. He missed his shot against the Rhino, all the way in the back. I had Rhino move up and blow smoke. These guys ran. The amphibious chimera making its way through the little water thing here, which is kind of cool. We got the Tallarn moving and running and moving and running. This Lehman Russ kind of repositioned. The Land Raider did not immobilize himself in the craters and didn't do any damage to the spawn, while these guys moved and ran. And I killed 2 bikers because they have really good saves. They get Feel No Pain, they're fearless because of the Nurgle rules, and they reroll 1s on Feel No Pain rolls. And if I'm shooting further than 12 inches away, they get 18. They get stealth, which is awesome. So my Calidus killed 1, and the Assault Cannon, Power of the Machine Spirited, to kill the other. Okay, we're moving on to Chaos turn 1, and that spawn unit is probably going to be around here, or charging them. So let's see what happens after this. I'm trembling in my boots, but I have faith in the Emperor. Turn 1 for the Chaos Nurgle forces and the Sorcery of Doom. So we had the Spawn Star move up, shrieked 4 models out of this poor guardsman unit, and they held their ground. Instead of risking a 10-inch charge, he ran 6 inches up. It's forced me to deal with the Death Star. That is enduranced, iron-armed, shrouded and forced, and warp-speeded. So that is a very nasty unit right now. We had the Rhinos kind of move around. No damage was done to the assassin. The biker was just out of melter range, so he kind of boosted back here. And other than that, the Rhino here took 2 penetrating hits, and it is immobilized and has no more Stormbolter. So the guys inside are not stunned. So I have reserves to make. Let's see if the Sentinels decide to arrive. They do not. So they're waiting patiently for either the cultists or the Helldrake. The commander has decided not to use them. Okay, moving on to the second turn. Let's see what I can do here. My main idea is to try and just move block the Death Star, because there's nothing I can do. I have to try and hope that he fails an endurance at least once in the game, even with Spell Familiars, which is very unlikely. So there, let's see what happens after this second turn. Okay, turn 2 for the Imperial forces. So it was a lot of maneuvering. This turn, I had to try and just stop the spawn from moving and rolling over my lines, which meant that I had to sacrifice the platoon and the remnants of the troop squad in a line, as well as try and form a second line with the second unit of Tallarn Desert Raiders. So they moved and kind of used move orders to get up into position. The Tallarn special rule is pretty cool. Buy it. It's 20 points for a squad, and they get reroll 1s to hit and also move through cover, which has proven to be super effective this game. The Assassin moved up, threw a crack grenade, and then did nothing because she failed her charge with Fleet. And then I shot and did absolutely nothing because Nurgle units have stealth, plus he has shrouded within 6 inches. It's pretty horrible. The only thing that did happen that was awesome was my plasma gunner knocking out the biker here, so that was good. And then the Vanquisher cannon on this flank, taking a long shot into the Rhino for the Havocs, knocking out the Havoc's Rhino for another kill point, which is awesome. Okay, we're moving on to turn 2 for the Chaos. Now, he does have 3 reserve rolls to arrive, and I'm assuming he's going to pick the cultist to roll for first because he's at -3. So we'll be back after the Chaos second turn. Yep. Chaos turn 2, and the spawn tide just cleared out the whole center of the board. So he was able to pull off a multi-charge against the 1 screening unit here and the 1 remaining model of the other unit. So he just pushed in, completely wiping out my screen, which is awesome for the Chaos Army, getting him 2 kill points in the process, and then 1 kill point for that Rhino. This unit has taken a lot of damage. There's 1 Marine left, and other than that, he did put 1 wound on the Assassin back here. And then these guys are still okay. They are fine. There should be an extra model here, but I just have to go pick him up. Okay, and then reserves. Let's see if the Sentinels come now at this time of dire need to help the Imperial line. They do. They arrive, and they will be outflanking. So this is let's see, 2 little Sentinels helping out. Let's see what we can do. The big star is enduranced and shrouded as well. So I think it's time. The time for games is over. But I can't lock them in combat because he's got a cool piece of gear that just lets him move out of combat, which is just nasty. So my best hope is just to sacrifice units at him and hope that it takes him a while to kill him. Okay, on to the Imperial. Turn 3. Okay, so turn 3 for the Imperials. I basically tried to ignore the Death Star as much as possible, but I almost killed one spawn thanks to the ignoring cover order of the command squad, and his plasma pistol failed at the last minute because he felt no pain thanks to endurance. The Traitor has moved and joined this one unit of Black Templars, which is very unfluffy, but whatever. It works. He's seeing the Emperor's light, apparently. The 5 other Black Templars moved this way. The veterans have got out, and they killed one model of the Havocs, while instead of charging into the big Death Star, because my unit would have just bounced off, I tried to kill this Rhino and then charge the Terminators into the Nurgle Space Marines, but I was unable to kill the Rhino with shooting thanks to some good cover saves, and that meant that I had to charge the Rhino, and then the Assassin charged the Rhino and did nothing as well. So we're moving on to turn 3 for the Chaos Space Marines, and we have the Terminators arriving because they mishap last turn, and the Cultists having to roll to see if they arrive. Okay, Chaos, turn 3. We had the Cabal Star jump in and just about kill all the Terminators and the Emperor's Champion. So they have now consolidated and moved up. A lot of shooting, so these Black Templars have 1 man standing, the Chimera die, and the veterans that were there fall back all the way over here after falling back. We also had the platoon commander get flamed, and he's running away. And luckily, the 2 melta-guns only shook the Land Raider. So, moving on to turn 4. Right now, the Chaos... Okay, Imperial turn 4. We had the Assassin kill 2 models in that Nurgle Marine unit. I did kill a spawn and put 2 wounds on another spawn with a variety of shooting. I did take a hull point off the Demon Flyer, but I did immobilize my Land Raider finally as he was trying to get through all those craters. And this unit here passed all the saves from the Leman Russ here, Land Raider, the Leman Russ. In the meantime, we got the Traitor and his friend trying to flee as far as possible, and the Sentinels doing some maneuvering work over here. The 1 Space Marine charged into the Cultists and did get cut down. I was hoping to tie them up or run them off the table. So, moving on to Chaos turn 4. It looks bleak for the Imperial forces with 8 kill points to a total of 3 kill points to the Space Marines and Imperial Guard. Okay, let's see what happens here. And after turn 4, things are looking rather bleak for the Imperial forces. We had the Traitor and the Black Templar die in combat. We had everything else sort of move up. Both Leman Russes are fine. The Terminators charged into the Land Raider and did nothing, while this is in hover mode and flamed a bunch of the Tallarn, and the Lord split off and charged into the Assassin and killed the Assassin. So in terms of kill points and the Traitor, it seems very bleak now. It's about trying to bleed the enemy dry and see what we can do with the forces at our disposal. It is turn 5 for the Guard. We are moving on to turn 5 for the Chaos Space Marines. So, didn't do anything here. They didn't do anything. Oh, well, sorry, they put 1 hull point on that Rhino. I did do a penetrating hit with the Vindicator cannon. Actually, no, he didn't do anything. I did a penetrating hit with these guys into them because he's in hover mode. So the command squad fired, and he's only got 1 hull point left. Where the multi-melter at close range rolled double ones to penetrate, so he failed to do any more damage. In shooting, the rest of the shots here from the immobilized Land Raider did some wounds on those Chaos Space Marines, but because of the Feel No Pains and the rerolls on Feel No Pain, they survived. So we're moving on to turn 5. It's pretty much a wrap. So we'll have the Nurgle Space Marines take their turn, and then we'll go to an end of game breakdown.
Power Fist, what am I doing?
Okay, turn 5. So the Chaos Space Marines failed to do anything against the Land Raider again. The Lord charged in, used his Lightning Claw instead of his Power Fist, and I tanked the wounds with my Commander. With his Refractor Field, he's only taken 1 wound. I did lose one of the Sentinels on the flank to some shooting, but the other one is still alive. All in all, it looks pretty bleak, but we're going to roll to see if the game continues to turn 6. I'm going to let Shane roll. And it does. Okay, Imperials, let's see what you can do for the glory of the Empire, I guess is what it would really be. Yeah, well, we'll talk about that later. That's a topic for another video.
A lot of the Lehman Russell.
Okay, so we're going to do some combat on camera here, but we've got... I did shoot. I, once again, did nothing to this unit thanks to Feel No Pains, and I did put 1 more hull point on this, but it had gained 1 from It Will Not Die the turn before. And the Vanquisher Cannon succeeded in snap shooting a shot into the Helldrake, but rolled a 3 for Armor Bane, which meant that it just bounced off the side of the hull. That would have been the last hull point there. Nothing we can do about that. The Heavy Bolter on this was what did the other hull point on the rear arc. Okay, combats. I'm assuming you're using your Power Fist?
Yes.
Perfect. So I've got a commander that has 3 base and 2 Coscarbins and 2 veterans. And I need 4 hit. And I get 1 hit, and I need 6s. And no wounds. Okay, let's see what happens. You need 3s. He did 1 hit, and he needs 2s. And he did 1 wound, and I'm going to tank it on my commander with a 5+. Yay! Okay.
What
Go, commander, go! Okay, and on to turn 6 for the Chaos Space Marines. Turn 6, so the last stand of the Imperial Guard by death of spawn. And the Sentinel also died to autocannon firepower. So we've got another hull point taken on the Land Raider from a Power Fist glancing it. So now Shane's gonna roll to see if it goes on to turn 7. And it does. So the only thing I'm gonna do this turn, because the Helldrake went into hover, I'm gonna see if I can kill the Helldrake. And then if I kill the Helldrake with the Vanquisher, I'm gonna see if I can kill the Traitor, because that would be a good little moral victory at the end of the game here. And then we'll go on to the tactical corner and all that good stuff. Awesome. Yay! The traitor is dead! Die, you filthy traitor scum! He fired and killed all 3 Terminators, so that was cool. This guy fired over here and killed 2 out of the 3, because those Feel No Pain saves were fantastic. And then the Vanquisher did shoot, but the Helldrake did jink this time and passed his jink safe. So I was unable to do any damage to the Helldrake. So it is turn 6 for the Chaos Space Marines. Or turn 7, no, it's a turn 7 now. Yeah. Wow, it's gone along. I can't catch up in kill points. He's got kill points, and right now he's just looking at trying to kill some more stuff. So we're going to call it there, since it is a Chaos victory. And Shane, any comments, things about your deployment, things you want to talk about at the end of the game? Possible. Okay, Shane, so let's go over what happened in the game.
All right, well, that was a pretty fun game. I'd say the mission was great. It's always fun playing something that you don't usually actually play.
Yeah, it was really entertaining.
Yeah, it makes you think outside the box, and it's honestly, it's just a refreshing thing to do, rather than just playing beat face all the time or Highlander straight. So it was a good game. I enjoyed it. The army power levels were obviously quite different, but
I made a game of it. And
definitely.
anybody in the comments can go and take one home with them, because it's not like I decided to play this army not knowing what I was playing against. I took an army, knowing what I was going up against. So
for sure.
I was trying to see what was going on. So who was your MVP at the end of the game?
My MVP was probably, I want to say, my own rhino for killing itself.
Yeah, it did actually kill itself.
After, like 5-6 rounds of shooting that you put into it?
It denied me killing it and killed itself, which was even worse. It was like
was-
salt in a wound.
Yeah.
Okay, and would have you played the game any differently?
Honestly, probably not.
Okay.
I think I did everything as best as I could. Maybe not putting my bikes so close together in the beginning.
At the beginning, just for that neural flamer?
Yeah, the neural flamer.
Yep.
Other than that, I think I did an okay job.
Awesome. And that was that in my end. Make sure you stay tuned to the Tactical Corner as we go over the different things that made this game what it is. It's always fun playing different mission objectives. And I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe if you really like the content. Become a patron of the channel if you want to help the content grow, as it is community driven. And check the links down below for our sponsors in the UK, Wargames UK. Thanks a lot to everybody, and stay tuned for the Tactical Corner. This is Skari, your grateful host, out. Hello and welcome to another Tactical Corner. We're looking at the Imperial Guard versus the Forces of Chaos. This is a very competitive Cabal start. But on a barren wasteland, we decided to play a Traitor mission. So a very fun mission. Started with the Imperial Guard and Imperial Forces deploying the Traitor amongst their midst, giving them information on the traitorous forces. I haven't played with my Imperials in a very long time, so it was very refreshing to have, a Callous Assassin and all these cool units. My game plan in the mission was simple. I knew the Cabal was going to be the thing that killed most of my army, so my aim was to try and screen the middle so they had the speed bumps to get through, namely the Tallarn Desert Raiders that acted as sacrificial units in waves of screens. And then I was trying to kill all the supporting units in order to gain the kill points. What turned the game for me was I was unable to kill the supporting units fast enough with the different units at my disposal. So I don't feel like I played the game wrong. I just got outmatched in the center of the table, and I was unable to take out the key targets. The Helldrake also proved to be a very big threat in just flaming things left and right, and getting my Land Raider immobilized was definitely not fun at all. I wish they still had Dozer Blades. All in all, this was a very fun game. It just shows what you can do, playing with missions outside of the box, and really kind of breathes life into your games of Warhammer 40,000. Now let me know down below if you would have done anything differently, if you would have changed the lists at all, and overall what you thought of the game. Make sure you check out the links. Wargames UK sponsors the channel, as well as becoming a patron. Support the patron channel and get exclusive content. Thanks a lot. This is Skari. Out.